Oh my gosh. That's way too funny for us. I'm sorry. Welcome back to Cinema Drinking Buddies. I'm Gio. This is Matt. And we are going to be reviewing Spaceballs.
Spaceballs the t-shirt. Spaceballs the coloring book. Spaceballs the lunchbox. Spaceballs the breakfast cereal.
While we're reviewing Spaceballs, we're drinking some beer today. Actually, our first time actually not drinking beer, right? Or did we drink beer before?
I don't think so. I think this is the first time just drinking beer as opposed to like a mixed drink or
like us
liquor.
two together, right? Because I think I drank beer by myself once, but...
Well, I mean, you and I have drank beer before, but not on this channel.
Well, okay. Well, anyway, so we're drinking the Smithwicks.
Yeah.
Smithwicks Red Ale.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I like that.
This goes as an A+ on my book for beer.
I'm not really much of a beer guy myself. I'm more of like a whiskey and wine guy. So, I like this beer though. I'd definitely have it again.
I have to go with it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. So what did you think about it?
I mean, Spaceballs is always like going to be a hilarious experience.
Oh, yes. It's a movie. If you haven't seen it, you must see it. It's obviously a spoof.
Yeah, of like Star Wars, Star Trek, even Planet of the Apes. They throw that in there. It's heavily based on Star Wars. Like the characters in the movie are based off of the Star Wars characters, but they have elements of other science fiction movies in it as well.
It's like when you watch Scary Movie, this is Spaceballs.
Yes, this is in fact Spaceballs.
Well, that's not what I meant. But crap. Scary Movie towards scary movies. Spaceballs is towards...
like sci-fi movies.
Sci-fi movies.
Yeah. If you like sci-fi movies, you should watch it. If you like comedy movies, you should watch it. It's a great movie.
And if you don't like raspberries, then you'll probably relate to some of the characters in this movie.
Yeah.
Was it raspberries? Yeah, it was raspberries.
What are you even talking about?
Rick Moranis.
He didn't like raspberries?
There's only one man who would dare give me the raspberry.
Oh.
It was raspberries.
The raspberry jam.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, this is what this guy does to me. He makes me think about like stuff I already know. He's like, do you really know about this? Yes, I do.
I forgot about that.
How do you not know about that?
I forgot about it.
Awesome scenes.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
So yes, this movie is really good. It's funny. It has some really, really, really dumb acting.
You can't go into this movie taking it seriously. You just can't.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that you don't have to think. You can just watch and laugh. Calm the desert.
Darth Helmet.
Dark Helmet. It's not even dark.
Oh yes, Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet. Yeah. I feel like his reveal is like one of the best reveals ever.
I can't breathe in this thing.
Oh,
because
yes.
he's this menacing figure that's like coming out at you. He's breathing, and all of a sudden, like you hear his breathing start to like get choked up. Like, oh, that's funny, ha ha ha.
I can't breathe in this thing.
And then his helmet comes up, and it's freaking Louis Tully from Ghostbusters. I feel like that's just the last person you expect to see as like the menacing villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to kind of talk about the premise of the movie. The Spaceballs are a race of, I guess, evil beings or whatever.
Yeah, they're considered a Sith Lord in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, they're like the equivalent of the Sith. So the Spaceballs, what they're trying to do is, you've got the Spaceballs, which is like Rick Moranis and Mel Brooks and those guys, and then you've got Planet Druidia, which is Princess Vespa. And the Spaceballs are trying to steal the air from Planet Druidia because they've used up all of their air.
Yeah.
And so they think that the best way to steal the heir is to capture Princess Vespa and ransom her.
With a vacuum.
Yeah. To capture Princess Vespa and ransom her so that they can get the code to the air shield for planet Druidia.
Yep.
And from her dad. So they capture Princess Vespa, or they do capture her eventually.
Yeah.
But then you've got Lone Star, played by Bill Pullman, and
who is supposed to represent as a Han Solo type of character.
And his sidekick, Barf, who is a Mog, half man, half dog, played by John Candy. He is the sidekick, the Chewbacca, basically, of the movie.
But he's a dog.
Yeah. Well, he's a half man, he's his own best friend. They are hired by King Roland. I think that's his name, right? Roland?
I think so.
Princess Vespa's father, to basically save her from the Spaceballs. So she's got her droid, Princess Vespa, Dot Matrix, voiced by Joan Rivers, who is basically the C-3PO of the movie.
Yes.
And basically the movie is Lone Star and Barf trying to rescue Princess Vespa from the Spaceballs. And of course, just like Han Solo and Princess Leia, you've got that romantic, tension there between those two characters who initially don't like each other, but then they tend to they grow fond of each other as the movie goes on. They
rescue her, kind of like what Luke does with Leia, but
we're here to rescue you.
But it's really Lone Star that does it. Mm-hmm. He meets the equivalent to Yoda. Yogurt.
Who is also played by Mel Brooks.
Yes. He has a bunch of merchandise, lunch boxes, posters, books, coloring books, and, chainsaws. Just normal things.
I saw this thing on the internet the other day that I thought was genius, especially for the times we're living in right now. It was Spaceballs, the face mask. That merch that he's talking about, like they were promoting the movie in the movie. Like there's one point where Dark Helmet and Colonel Sanders actually watched the movie to figure out where Lone Star and Vespa have gone. They were watching the movie and he's like, "Oh, what are we watching? Oh, this is," and I don't remember exactly how it goes, but "Oh, this is now. But what's that? That was then. Wait, so when is then going to be now? Soon." And so they're able to fast forward the movie, like the actual movie that we're watching, to figure out where they've gone.
It's like this is the present. So this isn't happening now? No, this is happening then. But what's now? It just happened. When? Then.
What happened to then?
We passed then.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
When will then be now?
Soon.
No, it's just one of those movies that it's very quotable.
Yeah.
Once you watch it, you're just going to quote everything in that movie. Just even the dumbest scenes in that movie, you want to quote. Barf! Barf!
It's Lone Star and puke.
Yogurt is the funniest character. I'm sorry, he does nothing in the movie. He attributes nothing in the movie. He just gives him a ring and saying, "Use the ring."
He's like, "I'm going to teach you." What is it? He's like, "I'm going to teach you about this mystical strength in the universe." And Barf is like, "Oh, the Force?" And he's like, "No, the Schwartz."
Rick Moranis is one of those that it was Rick Moranis and who played Lone Star?
Bill Pullman.
Mm-hmm. Them two just made the entire movie. If it was just them two the entire movie, I would still watch it.
Oh yeah,
I would still laugh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So as of July, what day is it?
Today's August 7th.
Okay, as of not July, August 7th, it's still on Netflix.
Yeah.
So watch it.
This video is going to be uploaded somewhere in the middle of September. But yeah, as of August 7th. I feel like it was just recently added to Netflix because remember when you and I were first talking about doing this movie, we were like, "Oh, we're going to have to rent it." Remember that?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it's on Netflix. So, I mean, if it's on Netflix now, I'm sure it'll be on Netflix a month from now.
So if it's on Netflix, watch it.
Yeah.
If it's not, then
Still
rent
watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. But-
It's worth it, definitely.
yeah.
It's such a great movie. So anyway, King Roland, like I said before, King Roland has hired Lone Star and Barf to basically save Vespa. Well, throughout the events of the movie, Lone Star learns that he's a prince. He's like descended from a royal line. So at the end of the movie, Vespa, who is supposed to marry Prince Valium,
And he's always tired, by
Yeah.
the way. Prince Valium is always tired.
at the end of the movie, when she and Valium are about to get married, Lone Star bursts in, basically crashes the wedding and says, "Hey, guess what? I'm an honest to goodness prince." And she and Lone Star get married instead.
Yeah.
So, they live happily ever after, obviously.
I wish there was a Spaceballs too, but
To
I'm
search
glad.
for more money.
Yeah, I'm glad there wasn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I know there's been talk about doing it. I think, was it Bill Pullman who suggested Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2? Yeah, I think he had pitched like that they should do Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2.
So it's one of those movies that I wish there was, but I'm glad there wasn't. Because this movie alone, I don't think it could live up to my expectations
No.
of what this movie
No, it couldn't.
was. So
Because, I mean, Bill Pullman is still acting, but he's a lot older, obviously.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks is a lot older.
I don't think he's making any movies right now, is he?
I don't think so. John Candy is passed away.
Yeah.
Joan Rivers passed away. Rick Moranis retired from acting a long time ago.
Yeah.
Daphne, I can't remember her last name, but it's Daphne something who played Princess Vespa. I do not know what she's done since then at all. I don't know how Spaceballs 2 would work out.
Yeah. And I don't want it to be where it's acting, I guess,
Yeah,
in terms of like, oh, we're just doing this for the money.
yeah,
I don't want to I don't like saying movies are too late of doing something, but in this type of movie, it would be too late to
it
do
is.
it.
Yeah,
Just leave it alone, let it be what it is, and let's enjoy it for what it is.
yeah. Don't ruin it by trying to come up with a sequel 33 years later. That was I mean, there's so many things in this movie we can talk about. The Mega Maid, the Planet of the Apes thing at the end. We can go on and on about this movie, but it's a funny movie. If you like Star Wars, Star Trek, you should watch it. If you like comedy, just in general, it's actually a pretty well made movie when you think about it.
Yeah, and like the slowest part of the movie is probably the very beginning when the ship crosses over, but that's just because it's a very spoof part of the movie where they're just making fun of every spaceship that comes across space.
Yeah,
Like
we break for nobody.
So that's probably like the slowest part of the movie. Mm-hmm. But even then, you'll laugh at it for the reason why they're doing that.
Yeah.
So that's our somewhat review of Spaceballs.
It's a great movie. Watch it. That's my review.
Spaceballs. Please like, subscribe. Tell us what you thought of the movie, whether they're dislikes or likes. Let us know.
If there are other movies you want to see us review, discuss, let us know, and we'll fit them in.
Once again, Cinema Dream Buddies. Bye.
Bye.